Ever feel like your to-do list is running your life, instead of the other way around? In a world full of endless distractions and mounting tasks, mastering the art of time management isn't just a luxury, it's survival. But what if I told you there are 50 secrets that can transform your chaotic day into a well-oiled machine? From kicking procrastination to the curb to staying calm in the storm, these strategies aren't just tips, they're game changers. Ready to discover how to reclaim your time, refocus your mind, and finally get things done? Let's dive in and make sense of the madness. Time management. 50 secrets to organize yourself in a noisy world and kick procrastination in the butt. Chapter 1. 10 secrets to organize yourself in a noisy world. It's just fine to be quite messy, really. However, today's noisy and already messy environment will require a more organized individuals. Organized in a sense that you know what to do later this afternoon, what things to prioritize things and immediately accomplish tasks to avoid reaching the cramming phase and eventually fail to accomplish a pretty good work that is worthy of a commendation. Being organized is not something you need to adapt to. Well, to begin with, it is. However, slowly as you settle into an organized lifestyle, you will be more likely to take this as something as a mindset. For example, you start living in a more organized manner with everything in the routine well thought out. After quite some time, your system and rituals are actually transformed into routines, and your brain adapts it as habits. Here are some simple strategies, must-have attitude, and daily practices to become an organized individual. 1. Address/read mails regularly. Here is the point. The time you wanted to check your mail doesn't really matter as long as you have allotted time slot every day for responding and reading all your emails. Cluttered inbox won't go somewhere except if you handle it properly. But why is allocating specific time reading emails regularly is part of being an organized person? Well, have you noticed how inconvenient it is reading emails every now and then or thinking of whether or not there is an urgent message sent? Emails often act as a disruption. Through allotting time for reading such messages will keep you focused on the things you have to do beforehand. 2. Practice a do-it-now attitude. Once an organized individual goes home after work, she will prefer hanging her coat up instantaneously instead of throwing it on the couch. An organized person will more likely say that they are too idle to hang up their coat later. But disorganized individuals will be more likely to say that they still feel lazy to do that work now. An organized person will more likely to get things out of their way if it just takes less than 5 minutes of work. But this doesn't mean they never put anything off till later. They do procrastinate, but in a less time-wasting manner. They may move some things to do on their today's list to the next day's list. The bottom line is that the things they need to do don't stay for so long. Organized people always check stuff off. 3. Clearly identify your goal. The vast majority of organized individuals are not just keeping each and everything in proper order for the sake of their own pleasure. Everything they do is geared towards a particular goal. Perhaps, your organized friend liked to host visitors at her home, so she set things around her home to make a comfortable and easy environment for her new friends and will work to maintain it. Organized people can easily let go of the things, which are not related to the predetermined goals, whether that be time commitments or random stuff. 4. Always check your lists. Organized people are always in touch with their responsibilities. They understand that in decision-making all the things they need to do. To ease this burden and free some of the mental energy used in remembering, they rather put everything on paper, through which you do not need to think about it throughout day and night. It can also help you to have better sleep. Moreover, listing down the to-dos eliminates the chances of missing important tasks. But be careful not to include unsurmountable amount of tasks that needs to be accomplished for the day, as for that may just overwhelm you. Do not let that to-do list itself stress you. 5. Avoid multitasking. To be more productive doesn't mean you need to do multiple tasks at once. Sometimes, multitasking just makes the outcomes of your project or task far from the best you can possibly be. Multitasking basically spread your attention to a different task. Lack of focus of all the different work you are juggling may get lower quality. The more organized, effective and efficient people do task one by one so they can give each task their full attention. All the disruptive email notification, noisy television, ringing phones are turned off to safeguard their time. 6. Learn how to say no. Your parents, and society, taught you how to be generous and extend a helping hand to those who are in need. But you're not Superman or have any powers to extend help every single time you're needed. But I usually feel guilty when I don't help those who ask for it. If you have all the time in the world to save all those people who need help, mind you, they are infinite, then you can possibly do that. Sad to say, you are just a human being with limited time on Earth and still had so many things to accomplish for your sake. Don't feel bad when you can't sometimes give what they ask. There are other people out there willing to take your place as a little hero. So take a break, schedule time to extend your generosity to random individuals out there, and when that schedule is already taken, then just mind your own business. 7. Abolish I can do it all mindset. Learn to ask and accept help. Everyone has weaknesses and strength. Organized people recognize this reality and delegate accordingly. You should accept that you can't do everything. If you want to keep everything easier and avoid stress, learn to reach out when you need support. Doing so can even reflect a high sense of self-worth. Organized people know that their time is more valuable rather than figuring out every small thing. Considering time as a valuable resource can help to allocate effectively each hour over numerous different tasks. High achievers and perfectionists may find it difficult letting anyone share their wheels. However, interpersonal support is beneficial in managing stress and keeping on track. 8. Get peace with those imperfections. Accept it. Not everything can be perfect, and nothing should be. Sometimes it is better to find something good enough rather than perfect. In reality, those who always aim for perfection just end up incredibly disorganized. They focus only on the fine details and end up immobilized by such. Besides, aiming for perfection often leads to a disproportionate amount of energy, time, and resources, which may lead to the result that is far from what is desired. 9. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Best choice: organized individuals never go out in battlefield unprepared. For instance, you will have a presentation next week, so it's better to work on it this week free time. Organized individuals determine the amount of time needed to accomplish the task and the time left to do the task. Although everyone has a different strategy of meeting deadlines, organized people usually prefer to leave cushion that is big enough to accommodate what's coming up. 10. Be prepared to face mishaps. Apart from preparing the things you need to do, preparing yourself to resolve or face turmoil is also an imperative aspect of being organized. First, determine what mishaps can possibly show up, so you know what to do with it when it happens. Deal with the elephant in the apartment first. Chapter 2. 10 Simple and Effective Ways on Time Management Without Freaking Out. 1. Choose the simplest solutions. You don't have to get the best pen in the world just to do your assignment or paperwork. A pencil can already do the job. Sometimes simple things can do the trick. Follow similar ideology concerning everything else. Choose the simplest problem solver. 2. Practice maintenance. This is in the context of everyday living. Practicing maintenance does not mean you have to be tech-savvy nor be the finest handyman. All you need is knowledge of keeping everything maintained and up to date. With that, nothing and no one can disturb your organized glory. 3. Capture everything. Organized individuals capture everything from events, ideas, and even requests from peers, and it is done through getting a list. It is needed to avoid forgetting anything. If it is something with a particular deadline, recurring event, or something of paramount importance, then you can capture it on your calendar. You can also use physical containers to place anything that is important but is not yet needed. 4. Find a place for each and everything. Everything in your office or home should have its own home, an appropriate and consistent place where that stuff is commonly kept. So the next time you need anything, you can easily locate it and avoid spending too much time on a hide-and-seek game. Make sure to return everything in its place after use. 5. Unwind. Stress is inevitable. Most of us suffer from it at one point or another. All you can do is to find ways to manage your stress effectively. Those who know how to efficiently handle their stress are able to stay organized and incredibly focus on the things they do. The strategy you want to opt for doesn't matter, may it be meditation, yoga, mindfulness, exercise. The important thing is for you to get support to manage your stress so it would not detract from your health and performance. In the midst of hectic schedule, make sure to find time for yourself. This is important to regenerate your energy, regain enthusiasm and motivation to keep working towards your goal. Sometimes, getting too tired can slow down your drive to keep on moving forward. 6. Recognize energy management. Energy management combines with time management will result into something quite extraordinary and might result in perfection. Some people have peak hours when they can do things at their best, while there are hours when you feel you can't think properly to carry out a particular task. For example, some students can memorize their lessons during midnights. Some have their most creative thoughts and clearest thinking after waking up in the morning. Organized people know where their head is through the day and will charge the challenging task at times they know they have the highest energy point. This eliminates wasting your time when you don't have enough energy to do the challenging task. 7. Become a good decision maker. Organized people know their options, take one and then stick with it without returning back just to know whether or not it's the best option. Decision-making process usually hinges an individual's ability to prioritize or decide what to be done first. A good decision maker can immediately decide of the things needed to be done and avoid spending too much time on the stage of making decisions. 8. Conscientiousness matters. People who are highly conscientious are more likely to become achievement-oriented, efficient and self-disciplined. They also prefer planned activities rather than spontaneous ones. Nevertheless, since these traits are quite difficult to achieve and need time to develop, so take your time to develop this trait and keep learning about yourself. 9. Stay well nourished. You need energy to finish everything on your to-do lists. You need to be healthy and fit, so eat proper diet, exercise and live a healthy lifestyle. It's just a simple equation. What can you probably do without sufficient energy? Staying well nourished is the secret to finishing all of your tasks within your set time duration. If you feel sick, the things you can supposedly do within an hour may eat up more hours, which compromises the subsequent task. 10. Leave room for last-minute changes in your to-do list. You are doing fine with your everyday routine and are already halfway through. Suddenly, your best friend or perhaps your boss calls you up to discuss urgent matters. Organized people know that there might be surprises along the way, so leave some room for last-minute changes. They are somehow flexible but can still stick to what is important. Chapter 3. 10 Tips to Boost Your Productivity. Tip 1. Ask yourself what you can stop doing. The best way of getting more things done is managing your time. Doing this entails prioritizing things that you need to do and removing or outsourcing things that have least importance. You need to keep in mind that you only have 24 hours a day to live. But make sure that you do not let things left undone when you can do it that day. Start doing your work as early as possible in order to have an extra time to dot other important tasks. There are many factors that can affect your level of productivity, but these should not be the reason for you to stop doing what you have started. Tip 2. Batch the low-value task. If ever you have few things to do, like making quick phone calls and errands to run, do them by just one hit. Instead of going to grocery 3 times every week, why not make a list, then go just once, then buy for bulk as you need it. Through batching the low-value tasks, you will unconsciously find yourself getting more done in a just shorter span of time. Aside from doing your tasks in your work, it would be a good idea if you are to do and try other new and exciting things, such as discovering skills useful in your career. Going beyond your expected boundaries could be helpful on your part in order to be more productive. There is actually no harm in trying, and so there will be really good thing once you are learning. Those skills that you could utilize in your work or in other phases of life can be considered. Being able to learn something new will help you increase the level of productivity. In order to become productive, it is necessary to be in a focus mode and prioritize the things depending on the level of importance. You can have an intended time limit to accomplish a certain task, because this would allow you to have an allotted time to other things that need to be done each day. Apart from that, toss other things out. There are people who tend to take things for granted and do things just because they are written on their list, where in the first place should not be the case. If you are doubtful whether you would accomplish what's stated on the list, have the freedom to prioritize what matters the most. You can delete the less significant from the list and just come back if that really matters. Likewise, you should also choose what the best is. Improving productivity is something that an individual should think about. Every day, it is necessary to declare your priorities that need to focus on. You can choose from your task depending on the level of difficulties because this is an effective way to achieve the success that you are aiming for. Tip 3. Get out from distractions. In today's era of modern technology, many are getting hook of status updates, instant messaging, SMS, emails and the likes. By the time you are in the middle of an important task, then you will get distracted or interrupted. It will take you 20 minutes of getting back into your focus. If that happened 3 times per day, you will lost 1 hour of productivity. First things first, you need to focus your mind on the most important things you need to do. Stress has no space if you are a healthy and worry-free individual. The process that your body makes is different than that if you are problematic. Lack of physical training also leads to negativity and not performing well. There are exercises that help in improving the life of an individual. Also, there are corresponding reasons explaining the science behind these. One example is brain boosting. For example, when you run, that can help in improving your brain. As the muscle moves, there is a rush of hormones to the brain. This helps in growth of brain cell. According to studies, the more movement you do, the more you will remember and the better you will perform. Physical training also improves your mood. If you are always in good mood, the more work you will finish. Proper exercise enhances the delivery and development of good hormones and chemicals to your brain. If this happens, there is a tendency of retaining and remembering information and learning. If the brain is properly exercised, it will function well. In every action and activity that an individual do, there is always science behind it. Remember not to abuse your body because it has effect on your entire health, including the physical, mental, emotional and social health. Do the best for your health so that you will have a productive and blissful living. Tip 4. Use prime time. Most of the television networks know about the prime time. This is a time when almost all people watch. This means putting the best show during that time. For us, our prime time is our most productive time. Make this time to do your most valuable and challenging tasks. Identify now your prime time that you may be as productive as you should be. Tip 5. Do not do multitasking. Many people think that multitasking is the key to increasing the individual's productivity. Women are said to be better to multitask than men. Anything that considerable involves thinking time needs a single-minded focus. Give it a try and solely focus on one primary task each time, then watch how your productivity increases. There is a study that shows multitasking lessens one person's intelligence. That is because you stop thinking doing hard work. You do not need to multitask, even at least when you are doing high-value tasks. Tip 6. Create an environment for success. It might not always be comfortable to create an environment leading to success, since there must be a balance among those other factors that comprise the entire work environment. There are certain factors that could significantly contribute to an environment for success, therefore productivity will really increase. Physical environment could be a factor as well. Creating an environment that would affect high productivity of a person is greatly needed. Having something within the environment that would remind you your goal could be considered. An environment that is presentable and attractive enough could substantially contribute to the workday productivity. Tip 7. Take control of your physiology. It is of great importance if you are capable of controlling your feeling regarding a given moment. Since physiology is the study of the function of the living system or the way human reacts on a certain situation, try to be capable of controlling certain feeling that might lead you to boost your level of productivity. Tip 8. Take control of your time. It will be crucial if you are capable of managing your time. You must have detailed plans, schedules, and you must be having your plans and works ahead of the given time. Make sure that your schedules are not to overlap with one another, then you will not have any problem regarding it. You must properly use your time. Doing things that will not offer great benefits about your productivity must be your least option, and so those that are really needed to be done must be on the top of priorities. Always know your top priorities. Time is important once you are aiming to be productive. Being able to cope with fast and rapid changing time could greatly help you be productive at work. With that, you must be able to set specific deadlines for your work. Setting deadline is not meant to pressure you. Instead, this is a way for you to have focus in everything you do in a given period. It is very satisfying to maintain what you have started, and time-constraint structure would offer you a very tangible and conducive comfort zone for working, and most of all it offers a sense of accomplishment more than what you expect. Then, keep moving forward. You cannot prevent from being stuck in what you are doing, but always keep in mind that you have to accomplish what you have set in order to achieve what your main goal is, to stay on top of things and improve your productivity. Do not let yourself to be affected by your surroundings, because this may lead to futility and procrastination. Keep moving forward and as much as possible maintain what your momentum is. This would allow you to have a productive day and make all your work become successfully done. Tip 9. Get in the right mindset. It is believed that mindset being developed rightly could be very essential in terms of aiming for success in life. If you have this mindset that you are to be more productive, then it will affect the entire you. It is considered that getting in the right mindset could greatly take you to your goal, and so you are to make sure that you have set the right mindset towards your work and therefore success. You must always be positive about your goals and your beliefs. Believe in yourself and in your ability. The values that you possess play a very important role every day. And never let anyone drag you down through protecting your established mindset. You must also enhance your daily life routine. Through improving your personal life, it will affect your professional life as well. If you are to improve your personal skills, then you will cross it to your professional life as well. Being able to improve both personal and professional life would lead to productivity and success. Tip 10. Establish a consistent and simplified workflow. In terms of aiming for higher productivity, then it is important for you to consider your workflow. It is important that you must be able to do more things in a short period of time and be consistent with that. If you are to do more things yet in lesser time, you still have numbers of time to do other things, making you more productive. And once you are into this, make sure to be consistent. You will then observe that your consistency will then lead to a habit, resulting to a more productive day. It is important for you to be focused on the things that needed to be finished first. Chapter 4. 10 Secrets on How to Kick Procrastination in the Butt. If you are those who are thinking of reinventing yourself or changing your career in your present situation or job, then starting to change your action in your daily lifestyle can be great. Any sort of action, even a little one, will help you get up the ball rolling again. Thus, it is a helpful way on how to kick procrastination in the butt. If you really want to kick procrastination, it is first very essential to learn first on how to take action despite of your tendencies to procrastinate, because taking action is a good way in creating direction you want in your life. However, taking action as well as changing those bad habits you used to be before is said to be challenging and not easy. That is why today, these valuable tips will take you to the root of your procrastination, so you will feel motivated to take action and are able to help you kick procrastination in the butt. 1. Just get started. If you want to finish your task such as in your work immediately, do not wait until you are in the mood, because the longer that you sit and watching the task, the longer hours you waste your time. If possible, do the job earlier so you will not feel the panic to complete your next task. But, if there are many tasks assigned to you, start first with what is easiest, so that you experience immediate success, which will give you the motivation and fuel to upgrade and take on larger tasks or projects. 2. Reward yourself. As we all know, reward is given to those who successfully get their project or work done, but rewarding yourself is also one way on how to kick procrastination. Thus, it is one way to motivate yourself to do so and give the very best for your next project. For instance, once you start to complete your tasks with excellent results, you can reward yourself by giving yourself something or gift that you want. So, instead of watching your favorite film or going outside with your friends, it is better to complete first your task, see it afterward and make it a reward for you. In this way, you will help to kick procrastination that affecting your life and give priority to the things that needed to complete it. 3. Conquer and divide. How can this way help on kicking your procrastination? For this, once you have already prioritized your goals, kindly divide them into smaller parts, more digestible chunks. Sometimes, the reason why you procrastinate is because of a project seems too large. Well, if this is the case, dividing it into small parts or breaking it down into modules can be great, thus, help you to analyze how you will make or start to work on a project and give an idea of how you will make this project possible according to its requirements. In addition, by having a right approach, on a step-by-step basis, large project will become just as smaller for you. But if you are still bothering on this project, asking for assistance is also another way to go with. 4. Prioritize your dream. Your dream can give direction to your life, thus, a way that motivates you to give your very best every day. If you have your dream, then take an organized plan for it. You may develop a schedule or a plan to help you achieve your goals in life. For you to start doing this, you first begin to identify which elements needed to be included in your plan and which are not, especially to your habits every day. Also, remember to be flexible, revisit your goals on a regular basis and drop or modify if appropriate. Remember, a written plan for your goal does not mean it is only set in a stone, but it could be your guide to successfully achieve your goal in the near future. 5. Give attention to your goals, especially in your professional and personal goals. Do you find difficult in accomplishing your task every day? If yes, then focusing on your professional and personal goals can best help you in ultimately accomplishing your task each day. In reality, it is hard to motivate yourself to do so when you do not have a good idea of what you want to accomplish. So, before you start your work, think first about what you want to achieve in order for you also to motivate in giving much of your effort in one certain task. In addition, make a good plan for this, and when setting your goal, applying techniques can be helpful, and for this technique, it include the SMART strategy, which stands for S for specific, M for measurable, A for action, R for realistic and T for time-based. Kindly use this SMART strategy in setting and planning your goal, thus, also a strategy to help you on how to kick procrastination in the butt. 6. If possible, stop overcommitting. Everyone have commitments, right? But, saying yes to everything often leaves you without the energy and feeling tired to give attention to the things that are most essential to you. Thus, this kind of situation leads to procrastination as tasks and projects are being dropped. For an excellent solution, you must first identify what are most important to you, such as the things that give you fulfillment, and only focus on those parts or areas which you think will make the biggest difference in your life. If you apply this way, it will not only guide you on focusing on those important things in your life, it will improve your motivation and focus as well. 7. Banish the excuse gremlin. Sometimes because of excuses, you do not completely accomplish your work, and you do not want to do it again, right? And says things like, I can't do this, I do not have time, I'm not in the mood, and others saying that you used to be just to excuse yourself. But coming up with more excuses can detrimental, thus can affect you to stay focused on your work. So, it is good to simply banish this term for you to kick your procrastination. 8. Imagine your life without procrastination. In your imagination, feel and see the benefit in your life if you did not procrastinate. Also think those things that you achieve in life in the future for you to be able to kick the bad habit that you used to be. 9. Give priority to your health. Look. Without good health you are less likely to have the energy that you need to make positive changes in your life, thus it is easier to procrastinate. So make sure that you have your proper exercise, meditate, sleep and nutrition to become always active in your everyday work. 10. Knowing what you really want in life is also one way to help you on how to kick procrastination. Having your plan in life will give you an idea or direction for the things you want to achieve. Chapter 5. 10 Ways to Keep Away from Any Distractions. 1. Remove distractions. Distraction is also the reason you procrastinate, so for you to not get distracted while you are doing your work, it is better to work on the area where it is a right place for you to work and focus as well. For instance, if you are reviewing your note in the school, the best place to work is in the library or anywhere alone without tempting noise or distractions. 2. Listening to classical music while doing your work. According to some studies, it shows that listening to classical music is a way also to kick procrastination, thus can reduce stress, increase focus and help regulate good sleep patterns. Aside from that, it has been shown that those students who prefer to listen to this kind of music while reviewing or studying are possible to get high scored during the test or exam. In addition, this type of music can help you feel motivated and keep your focus on what you are doing. But of course, You have your way in studying. If you want, just give it a try. 3. Have no fear and just do it. Believing in yourself can be a great way to kick procrastination, thus keep you on doing your tasks or project. Before you start doing your work or task, kindly tell yourself that you are going to complete your work for 5 minutes straight. Thus, better help you to effectively manage your time for each task that assigns to you. The main reason for procrastination is also because you are intimidated by assignments and projects that hang over your head. As what I have said, the longer you wait to do them, the scarier they become. Remember, if you start to do your projects as soon as possible, the more you're likely to keep on going and finish it. 4. Turn off your device, especially your cell phone. Your cell phone may be your best friend as way to easily connecting with your friends, but sometimes it can be your worst enemy, especially when it comes to focusing on your work or working efficiently. Why? For instance, when your cell phone rings while you are doing your project, for sure you will answer it, and thus is the reason why even a small project seems very hard to you. But if you practice to turn off your phone while doing your project, there is no possible distraction for you, thus help you keep on doing your project completely. 5. Having a positive outlook on doing the task. Having a positive outlook on doing your task will motivate you to give your best in completing the project. Instead of thinking on negative sides, why not ask yourself some questions that will motivate you, like, what will I get from completing the task? How will I feel? What will happen? These are just some of the questions that you can ask. 6. Focus on the pain of not doing the task. There are times when you are procrastinating, you are more on focusing on the pain of doing the project or task. Instead, change your focus by asking yourself some related questions such as, how will I feel? What will happen? What will it cost me if I do not complete the task? With these questions you visualize the things that will happen if you do not do the task according to its requirements. 7. If possible, change your words, to change your thinking. Your words can also change the way you think. For example, instead of saying, I have to do this, simply say, I choose to do this, or I get to do this, so you get your work the way you want it for better results as well. 8. As needed, adjust your expectations. Lowering your expectations or standards to good/excellent rather than reducing the number of tasks you try to do in a day can best help you on track. Transforming your mindset can help you also build intrinsic motivation for extrinsically imposed tasks that are given to you. 9. Find your optimum level of energy. No matter your level of procrastination is, the underlying factor is physiological arousal. If your level of energy is too high, practice some way of breathing to calm yourself before you start your work. 10. Lastly, understand your type of procrastination. Describe which types procrastinators you feel. Once you already know it, think of some possible way for you to break it, so you know how you will focus on your work. The importance of learning how to be organized, kick procrastination on the butt and manage time efficiently extends to someone's career success, personal life, and achievement of goals. With only 24 hours a day, time is indeed a finite and scarce resource. You may even find yourself promising to make the most of every day or live every day as if it was your last. But sometimes, due to disruptive forces all around us, we end up forgetting what we had said earlier. Time is a resource you can never replenish, and once it passed by, it is gone forever. Just like money, you need to spend it wisely, because how you spend each hour of your life can determine the success you can possibly achieve, or may doom you into failure. So if you want to be as successful as the prominent figures in nowadays, spending each minute with productivity in mind is a good place to start with. This time management, 50 secrets to organize yourself in a noisy world and kick procrastination in the butt, is written to help you be more productive every day. Hope this book has given you something that can guide you into more productive days to come, and shared something that can help you achieve your goals. Again, it might not give you dollars, but hope it gave you something far important than making instant money. Better rephrase it, hope it gave you something that can help you make more money and be successful in the near future. Thank you and good luck.